February 28th. Wow, this one's a lot sooner than the others have been. Only like 2 weeks later. Funeral Monthly. Welcome back. Now, we rarely do listicles here, but for this month's newsletter, we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver this month's advice. What not to say in a funeral. We know figuring out the right thing to say to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since that's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people, but fortunately we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on what not to say to someone who's grieving. So here it is, Funeral Monthly's top 5 things to not say at a funeral. At least they're no longer suffering. Even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this. / it's probably not your place to dictate who wants to be told that the death of somebody they love is for the best. Like I said, even if it's true, don't be that jerk and just don't say it. Okay, that's actually good to know. Were they saved? No religious statement, just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views, and not only is not always comforting, it can also be insulting. They're with the angels now. See above notes, then rinse and repeat. Let me know how I can help. This one is tricky. You want to help, but those in mourning won't always ask for help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I'm free if you need someone to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them, take them to their favorite restaurant, or buy tickets to see a movie together. I know how you feel, even if you think you do. Everyone grieves differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they will ask. They will ask first. For a quicker version of this list can be applied in any situation. Don't say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Just say, I'm sorry, if you don't know what else to say. It's actually really helpful. Wow. Mushrooms. You hate mushrooms so much. I found the perfect thing for you. I actually do hate mushrooms, so let's see. I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker, look what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it, and I'm writing you on my phone, so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyways, the idea is that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made with what's called biomix, i.e. mushrooms and other microorganisms that help to decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrients for the soil for plants. I think this one company even offers casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love the death innovations happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, you know? Love you. Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry. But seriously, I'm probably going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead. Am I right? Hi, Amy. I just wanted to thank you for the service the other month, and I apologize if I was abrupt. It was kind of a shock to me, and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. Thought I'd pass this along to you. Charlie, I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront the situation yet. Anyways, they're never easy. Rose and daughters have been asked to prepare the body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burials instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney, or didn't have any witness sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes, so his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you are uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body, or you can prepare for the funeral. We're hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is the suicide something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know. I'm here if you need it. Our son. Good day, Miss Rose. Disregard our son's will as it concerns matters burial. He was clearly not thinking right and didn't know what he really wanted to proceed with an open casket burial. As for payment, we'll bring a check. Manuel Scott. I mean, I'll do it. Yes, I'm comfortable with this. Oh, there's cough. Okay. Wow. I wonder how young this young man was. man asked for an open casket. Let's start by cleaning the body. And he's not that young. He got hair on his body. Take the eye caps. We're speed running this. I'm very upset with this family, though, for not letting him do what he wanted. He wasn't thinking straight. You guys are probably the reason why he killed himself. All done. Mike will take care of Scott's makeup. Poor kid. Couldn't even get what he wanted after death. Okay, who's this dad? Is that the dad? I wish we were closer. Well, I still can't believe this is real. My baby brother. I should have played more games with him when he asked. Yeah. I heard it wasn't going to be open casket. I'm surprised it's public. Usually funerals for these circumstances are more private. Yeah, well, the family sucks. Well, not the sister. She seems fine. I still can't believe he did it. I feel like I should have known, been able to do something to stop it. There was no way to know. You can't blame yourself. He wouldn't have wanted that. I know, it hurts. Yeah. I know. The parents aren't even here, or is that the parents? March 3rd. Wow, these are happening closer and closer together, and I don't like that. Funerals rites, even in our own culture, maybe be something many of us may be unfamiliar with. For many people, all they know of funeral traditions are what they've seen in media, but I think this goes without saying. Funeral rites and traditions aren't the same across the board. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body, to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with death, but the goal is almost always the same: offering support, guidance, and ease to the people who are grieving. In Judaism, interment usually begins immediately after somebody has passed, up until the burial. The body is never supposed to be alone, so often families will appoint a shomer, a guardian, to remain with the body. Preparations for burial begin as soon as possible. In Muslim traditions as well, local Islamic community organizations are also often involved and help the family make arrangements for the funeral service and burial. But not all practices are strictly religious focused. In Ogs in South Korea, the amount of graveyard space began to shrink drastically, causing a law to be passed that required families to remove a loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Many families begin to cremate more often, but there are also companies that compress remains into beads in turquoise, pink, or black, called deathbeds. This also occurs in North America, Europe, and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issue in graveyards and the expenses of cremation. And not all practices are somber either. You ever heard of the turning of the bones, or Famadihana, a ritual by the Malagasy people of Madagascar? Famadihana has families return to the ancestral crypt and exhume the bodies wrapped in cloth before dancing with the bodies to lively music. This practice is a celebration, remembrance, and a way of keeping the deceased involved in family news. Death can be a difficult time for many people, obviously, but that doesn't mean there isn't a beauty in the ways we choose to honor and celebrate our deceased. I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of that. Once again, different cultures. This is a very sensitive topic. Oh wait, my best friend. You're invited to attend a death cafe. Ooh, can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work I have to do with an inaugural hernia from 1750. It's the oldest in our collection, and you can even see this bit of paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Super cool. I'll send you the link when we have it cataloged. What is my life? What is that sentence I just typed? But anyway, this event that I'm forwarding you is taking place near you. Figured you'd be into it. Might help with that feeling of restlessness you were talking about before. Could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death positive people here. There sounds like it'll be a safe space. Come increase awareness of death with a view to helping people make the most of their finite lives. Join us, have a tea and cake, and talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. The founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, once said, "When people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate their humanity." See everyone at the Upside Down Jar next Thursday. Can I just say, first off, that this is bullcrap? Knowing how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. No, okay, I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all of your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. And they just swooped in, and now we have to deal with their BS practices. They're colder than the corpse I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who cares this much for funerals? It feels dirty and exploitive. Let's grab a drink after work. I need to blow off some steam, and emails aren't really the most appropriate places to do this. Too late for me, I guess. P.S. If you're reading this, Hillside Overlord, good. Okay. We are pleased to bring on Rose Daughters as part of Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. They will be another amongst hundreds of others properties owned across the country. But of course, as part of the adjustment process, the Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters. We will send out the memo regarding the specific details of these changes, and we expect them to be followed impeccably. Glad to be leading the way of Rose and Daughters from now on. Hillside Heritage. They don't really put the price here. The newest funeral home to join, proudly serving 56 different communities nationwide, feature several, rely on our dedication, friendly, we are service. Thank you, Mr. Grant, for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was, well, it was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. Leah. Charlotte. Below are the details for our next client. Ensure you follow the requested specifications exactly. After you're done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month. I'll get right to it. Can't even call me Charlie, dude. Is that so hard? No? Prepare Miss Lonesco? funeral doesn't seem that different under different owners. Should we do a vigil at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. Don't say that. I'm glad I'm here, but wow, I just need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. I have to go through all of her things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No thanks. I mean, but no, I don't. No, it's so intimate. It feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Huh, yeah, she was kind of a closed book, except to you. Yeah, she was special. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. She was always so careful, wore her helmet, signaled, used the bike lanes, asshole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happening to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask Leah. This has been hard enough on them without asking about the legal ramifications of all this. Yeah, after all this, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. So they were dating. Wow.